Yep, we're on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the
Yeah,
show.
now we're on.
No, we're not.
Now we're on.
It's not saying
Yeah.
we're. Oh, now we're on.
It's-
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Listen,
We
you
do
got
it
to
every
get the cue
fucking
from
week,
me.
dude. It's
I
a fucking.
start the
It's a
recording.
fucking. Every week we do this thing. Hey, I'm gonna throw it over to our new host tonight, and that's Knee Scab. Take it away, Knee Scab.
All right, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that great to have you with us tonight. We're going to have a falling out tonight. We're going to be arguing and then, tripping on shit. But my first question to you guys is,
Wait. No, you got. All right. I'm gonna start this all over. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight.
Okay.
Please subscribe down below. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment on our stuff, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. Okay, now take it.
yeah, we do want comments. Yes.
We're not getting them, but we want them.
Okay. All right. Hey, is there anything on because we got nothing else to do and where our opinions don't matter. Okay. It's kind of like George Carlin, we're talking to a club, but we're not in it, So I don't know where you guys want to start, but
Go ahead. You're the boss, man. You're the boss.
You were the one that was supposed to be ready.
you guys think that stewardesses back in the 60s would be in their uniforms back in the 60s would be considered okay today or offensive?
Well, you already offended them by calling them stewardess. Anyways, they're flight attendants. Yes. No, it would be very liked by people, but would be one Karen on the flight that would ruin the whole thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, but I would like it to be.
Well, in the old days, I remember flying on Southwest Airlines, and no plug there, but or Pacific Airlines. Remember Pacific Airlines? The girls had those really short, mini shorts with a camel toe.
Remember, you know what else? Remember what you used to be able to do this? You used to be able to do this on the airplane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You used to be able to drink alcohol on the airplane. There's only 2 airlines that allow smoking on the airline now.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
so I was wanting to go to Virginia, and last time I went was about 3 months ago, and it was $300 round trip. But today, guess what it is? $800.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Pay for the jet fuel, which I don't know. I don't know how much jet fuel cost, and some people I don't know. So is the jet fuel the crisis? It's not like we're running out of oil in this world.
No, they're hoarding it, dude. They're hoarding it.
Exactly. It's not like and it's not even the government setting the prices. It's OPEC. And why is OPEC being a bunch of douchebags? Because they don't need to be. They don't need to be. They don't need to set the price.
We got plenty of oil.
Plenty of.
The thing is it's the new Green Deal. That's what we're paying for. We're paying for that deal. And they're cramming it down our throats, whether we want it or not, they're cramming it down our throats. Gas in my city right now is $4.89 a gallon.
Right.
Well, I just paid at the cheap gas station. I just paid $6.15 a gallon.
But it's almost like they want to lose in November.
Yeah,
but it's $6.25 on a credit card. See, which is if you pay debit or cash, it's only $6.15. But if you pay credit card, it's $6.25.
That's because here's another thing. Even at the restaurant, we even had to stop doing this. Now they raise the rates of every credit card. So now we tell the customers it's right on there. If you're using a credit card, you're paying 3.5%. Because it's a cost that we can't incur.
It's costing you,
right,
and it's costing us, right?
Yeah. And it's no fee if you pay cash.
We do the same thing at my job.
Yeah.
We charge them an extra 3.5% for using a credit card.
Yeah, and we
And
never
the guys
did
always
do
say, "Well,
that.
I got cash."
Yeah, we never did do that before, but because of this fucking food shortage, and right now Getting bacon is like ridiculous. Chicken's ridiculous, and everything that we use is hard to get. So now you're paying premium prices. So we had to do something instead of raising the prices sky high. That's the only thing we think of. So if you pay with cash, you avoid that.
Right.
You know. So
right.
Well, we don't make any money off of it. We're just saving the money.
You're just saving the money.
Right.
Well, you know, it's a fucking shame that the suffering has just begun. Everybody seems to think that it's gonna, it'll end and blah blah blah. Once them prices go up, dude, it's almost impossible to bring them back down.
Well, and you know what? Oh, absolutely. The price. This is the price forever.
I predict $9 a gallon at the end of the summer. I predict it.
Well, here's another thing that people don't realize either is there's a thing called shrinkflation, which your products are becoming less. Your baking soda just came in a little smaller box now. Your pepper and salt are probably coming smaller. Everything's going to start coming smaller, and it's going to be the same price. So it's a cheat. It's to make you think that you're still paying that same price.
It's the same with cereal. A 1 pound,
cheese slices.
Yeah,
cheese slices are smaller and thinner, like a motherfucker. But
then cereal, instead of getting a pound, you're getting 3/4 of a pound for the same price that you paid for a pound.
Well, here's another thing. When I was a kid, when you eat a Hostess cupcake, you got cream all over. Now I got to eat half that motherfucker to find the cream.
Dude, I got to eat 2 to be satisfied.
But
I used to be able to eat 1 ding dong. Yeah. I used to be able to eat 1 ding dong, and that son of a bitch was enough. I have had enough.
I don't think that's what like the youth of today understand. Like when you got a candy bar back then for like 30 cents or 25 cents, it was the fucking candy bar. Okay. Yeah. Was no king size. The candy bar was the king size. And then through the years it went it was like,
and then you paid extra for the king size.
Right. For the size that
they had a regular. Now they have a regular size, and they also have a king size. And the king size is like $3.50. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fucking great. And sugar, forget about it. Sugar, coffee, and we're not just talking a few items here and there, folks. We're talking all items that you buy at the store are gone through the roof, and it's ridiculous. They're up. They're saying they're up 9.5% across the board.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 9.5%. That's 9 cents to the dollar. So if you're buying something worth $5, now you're paying $10.
It's like you guys' paycheck because interest went up, and your pay went up, but it wasn't enough. So you actually took a pay cut.
Yeah. We all took a pay cut. Do you know how you get rid of inflation and get rid of all this nonsense? You dismantle the Federal Reserve. Yeah. That's how you get rid of this, because that's a non-governmental agency deciding what everything's going to cost.
Yeah, and what it's worth.
And it's just rich people. Okay.
Well, it's really done it, and I believe this is true. As far as the inflation and as far as our pricing is concerned today, I think it's true that housing has been overpriced for a long time.
Oh, sure.
Well, yeah. I've been saying it.
Guido, you own your home, okay? And when you bought the home, what did you guys buy the home at, if you don't mind me asking?
It was like 55 or 6. 55.
56,000. And now that's a 2-level duplex, right? That's got an apartment in it. 3-level duplex, threeplex. So it's got 3 apartments in it, literally.
Yeah.
Okay. So you paid $55,000. What is the value of that property now, Guido?
It's over 200.
Over $200,000.
Yeah. It's like 215 or 220.
So he invested in his home, knowing full well the prices were going to go up because he is not smart. But wow, look what happened.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. I got one more question for Guido on that. Is how much taxes do you pay on that piece of building for a year? What's your taxes?
About 3,500.
About 3,500.
For the whole year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it went up though, right?
It went up since then, yeah, absolutely, since the first time I bought it. But it didn't go up at extreme measures. I live in a city in New York State that gets a lot of aid. So we have rent, not like, I don't know how you would say it. They're not like how you have it in New York City where they have rent control or whatever. But there is a thing where here in New York where they can't do that with the interest or the tax. They can't raise them so much every year,
because you're earning money through rent. Right. They can't increase the price of your tax.
What if, God forbid, something happens that is, drastic, like they attack the United States or something, everything goes to kaboom, and you can't pay the tax.
Well, if you can't pay the tax, I don't know, because they'd have to put a lien on my house. They can't take it because if I only owe them $6,000, they can't take my $200,000 home.
No,
they put a lien on my house. That's all they
put a lien on it until they earn the money from the bank. Right. They'll get the money from the bank. The bank will say, "Well, okay, here's the money from the house."
Now I owe $6 grand.
You're going to be held accountable for that money. Either way, you're going to have to pay that fucking money.
Sure. You can't get away from paying it, but they can't come and take my property because I owe now. If I owe hundreds of thousands,
that's only federal tax that they can take your own. Mm-hmm. So if he's behind on his federal taxes, because you rent. I don't want to disclose anything here to get you in trouble. You rent to family, basically.
Yeah.
You all are in a community of family.
Yeah.
So you're not actually going to have to. That's not income. You don't have to pay that income, do you?
No. Well, I do claim it, but I don't charge them a drastic amount, so it doesn't do nothing for me because of the way.
You're lucky you're in New York, because if you were in California, it would have cost you 10 times all that.
Oh, no. If you lived in California with that same house in California, it'd be worth $1.5 million.
But also, I live in Buffalo, New York. If you took my house that's worth $200,000 now and put it in New York City, it'd be worth $3.4 million.
Oh, sure. So you really do live in the boondocks.
No, it's not the boondocks. We're the second biggest city in New York State, but we're a working city. We're not rich city. We're a working class city. So
you've got a bunch of working class people there, not a bunch of fucking rich fucking what do you call them, the Wall Streeters or.
I mean, you have to be a big city to have an NFL and an NHL team. I mean, you're not getting that with a small town.
Right.
Yeah, you live outside that. You live outside.
I could walk. I live in a city called Lackawanna, but it's all I do is walk 15 feet that way, and I'm in Buffalo. I'm on the border of both cities. So if you're going one way, I'm the last house in last street in Lackawanna. If you're coming from Buffalo, I'm the first street, like in that city. So I'm so close to the Buffalo border. Sometimes if you call the police, both show up. Because it's
well, without giving it all away on where you live and shit, somebody could pinpoint that and everything, so
whatever they want, they can come molest me if they want. I don't care. But here, the thing of it is there's four entry points to Lackawanna, so they'd have to go all 4 entry points, But anyways, there is some rich here. There's not all.
Right. Let's change the subject off of what was it? Infrastructure and whatever, inflation and all that. All right. You guys got to tell me something that you done to a girl that you regret.
I thought we did this.
No.
I don't regret anything I did. What do you mean, like sexual or? Anything
that you regret that you did to a woman that you regret?
I can't think of anything.
I dated a twin and pretended like I didn't know the other twin was not her and did her.
I cannot tell a lie.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I said I dated a twin and pretended like her sister, the other twin, was her and had sex with her and pretended like I didn't know.
But you knew.
Shitty.
Oh, fuck yeah, I knew right off the bat.
Oh, that was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
But
guys,
you pulled out sisters? You pulled out sisters?
Oh yeah,
not
the same time.
Yeah, rocking, dude.
Yeah, I wish it was the same exact time, but it wasn't.
All right, the one thing I regret, and I love my kids to death, and I love my grandkids, was getting married the first fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I regret that marriage.
Well, that shit happens.
But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I got 3 great kids, and they're all smart. They're all strong. They're all independent. They don't ask me for shit. And so I guess I did my job.
My next question is for you guys is that
wait a minute. Wait, no.
What? You got to name something you did. What did you do?
Oh, you want me to cop?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to get away with it all by yourself. Come on, Mr. I regret what? What do you regret?
He regrets cutting his penis off.
He regrets doing that 80-year-old lady.
Old lady. Here we go again. You did that, didn't you?
No.
What, chop my penis off? Yeah.
No, somebody hacked my Facebook and my Messenger and told some of my friends that I raped and beat up an 80-year-old lady.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do something like that? That was just fucking bullshit. I think that was fucking shitty thing for you to do.
You should apologize.
You should. You should apologize. That was a rotten thing to do, man. You could rot in hell for that.
Who did?
You.
Somebody hacked my shit and sent it to my friends.
Yeah, that'll
sure they did.
Yeah.
They must know you better than they think you do. They may know you better than you think they do.
That might go.
I never did nothing like that. Never.
All right, then tell us what have you done sexually that you regret?
Sexually, it doesn't have to be sexually.
All right, what have you done to a woman that you regret?
Oh God.
You said sexually.
I did?
Didn't he, Guido?
No. I just said something that you regret doing to a girl.
Well, then what do you regret doing to a girl?
I don't have anything. I really...
you're going to make us fess up, but you're not going to cop to anything.
You got to have something to regret. Oh, I regret.
Maybe I'll think of it later, but let's move on then. All right, because I got nothing.
The problem is we don't.
I guess that's what we get. Okay, go ahead there, knee scab.
Okay, have either one of you ever gone in life in your search for your pot of gold? And tell me about it.
A pot of gold?
I don't know if I understand.
Yeah, like your riches, your pot of gold that you went to look for, and like say you joined the Navy looking for a pot of gold, thinking that this might be your...
I spent my entire life looking for grass greener on the other side. I spent my entire life looking for greener pastures.
I've never done that because I've always been a firm believer on just let your life go the way it goes, because you can't control anything.
I wish I had that gumption, because I spent my time moving all around America and just trying to find that I lived in St. Louis, Georgia, Tucson, Arizona, California, Florida. I lived everywhere thinking the grass was fucking greener on the other side, and it fucking wasn't.
I've only lived here.
I ended up right back here in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's how it happens. The only time I was gone from New York was when I was in the service. Other than that, any time I wasn't in the service, I've been in New York. So
I literally bet if I'd have stayed here in St. Louis all my life, I'd be a whole much better off now.
You might be. You
never left.
But you never know. But see, here's the other thing. Some of us that did things like that, like regret not doing that. Like I do kind of regret not taking my chances and going to LA and trying to get into the music scene. That's one regret I do have. Not saying that I would have done anything or been anything, but I didn't try it, and I that does bother me. But other than that, I don't have many regrets, of things I didn't do.
I see.
Because I mean, if I would have left here, okay, things work for a reason. If I would have left here, I wouldn't have met my wife, because I met my wife when I was 18 years old, and had my family, and I can't think of anything that would replace that for me. So I don't regret anything. I don't.
Yeah, I regret going to Kansas. That's for damn sure.
Kansas, yeah.
Hey,
Not in Kansas.
My wife.
Between the two of you, would you rather eat marijuana or smoke it?
Smoke.
Me too.
I have a smoking thing. I like to smoke, like cigars, cigarettes, whatever. I like to smoke. And edibles, I don't think they do anything, then they do. And because you're not doing anything, you just eat it. Where you're smoking it like, oh, I need one more puff. Oh, I'm good. And
yeah.
It's a difference. It is,
Yeah. Okay, you guys feel like playing a little game? We're going to play a little game of groups, Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
You guys ready for the little Battle of the Bands?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, why not, man? I mean, what else we got to do, right? Okay. Here's an easy one. Louis Armstrong or Otis Redding?
Well, that's not that easy, actually. I'd have to say Otis Redding, but
he died a shitty way. His dad killed him.
No, that was he died in a plane crash. That was Sam Cooke.
Oh, that was Sam Cooke. Okay, my bad. Otis Redding was okay. What did he do? Sitting on the dock of the bay or something?
Yeah, he did do that one. Yeah, he did a lot of songs, but they weren't real popular till after his death, because that's what happens a lot of times. But I would say Otis Redding, because I only know 2 songs that Satchmo did, and that's "Hello Dolly" and "What a Wonderful World."
Yeah, you're right. It's Otis Redding for me too.
That's all I know about him.
Yeah, it's Otis Redding for me.
Hello Dolly.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your next one then. Limp Bizkit or Linkin Park?
Linkin Park. Anybody that names their band after a limp dick is not
Linkin Park. I know what his answer is going to be. It's going to be Limp Bizkit.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Already picked. And so what's yours, Free Ride?
Linkin Park, he said.
Linkin Park.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't get you. Got to write you down. Okay, Kid Rock or Eric Burden?
That's not even, that's just asshole. Because that's not even, that's.
You got to have another one. Give us another one. You got another one?
Yeah. Cypress Hill or Beastie Boys?
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys.
That's unanimous. Okay. Don Henley or Tom Petty?
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
To me, Don Henley was only good in the Eagles.
Yeah.
But I did like Dirty Laundry.
Yeah, I like the Perfect Beast. Okay. Humble Pie or Traffic?
Humble Pie.
Anything that Peter Frampton played in has got to be good.
Yeah.
Hey, I think you're cheating, Free Ride.
No.
You're listening to him and you're going with him.
No.
All right.
I'm a huge Humble Pie fan. I've seen him 4 times. So don't tell me.
No, I know. Okay. All right. REM or Midnight Oil?
I'd say REM because I only know one Midnight Oil fucking song.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of Midnight Oil songs, so I'm gonna have to go with them as well.
That's Burning. That's it.
REM or Midnight Oil? Which is it?
REM.
Rem.
Oh, you took REM? All of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're cheating. See?
I think he's cheating.
All of us took that. All right. Sublime or Chili Peppers?
Chili Peppers.
Chili Peppers.
That's unanimous. Van Halen in their prime with or the Doors.
With David Lee Roth, you mean?
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Doors.
Me too. If you would have said Sammy Hagar, Van Halen, I would have probably picked that.
Yeah.
Oh, Sammy Hagar would have got you guys' vote on Van Halen?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Over the Doors?
Yep.
Oh, so I see. Okay, you just don't like David Lee Roth.
I love David Lee Roth.
I love David Lee Roth,
but
I just think they did a lot of cover songs. They didn't do any of their individuality songs like they did with Sammy Hagar. I mean, a majority of those songs were actually written with Sammy Hagar's influence.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did a lot of songs. They didn't do a lot of cover stuff. And when they were with David Lee Roth, there was an awful lot of cover stuff.
I took David Lee Roth
with Sammy. They did Apolitical Blues on their one album from Little Feat or whatever. But that's one song in the 4 albums. And
I mean, Hot for Teacher and you know, in 1984 or whatever it was, the fucking album, the whole album.
But now let's put both of those singers on the stage in their prime, both, okay, and give them something to sing. Sammy Hagar is going to whip his ass there
every time.
Now fast forward to today, put both of them on the stage and let them sing, and Sammy Hagar is going to whip his ass again. Sammy Hagar at 72 sounds like Sammy Hagar at 22. I swear to God. It's like he is such a powerful, and when I was young, I was the other way. I hated Van Hagar because I was like, oh, you're taking my Van Halen way. I was a huge Van Halen fan. But as time went on and I really listened to it, I'm like, this doesn't have to be Van Halen, okay? This is something different. This is not Van Halen. This is Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, which is
they were changing. They were changing, that's for sure.
Way changed. They changed. There's no connection to the second Van Halen to the first Van Halen. They're a completely different band altogether because it just are in every way, in vocal ability, in writing ability. Because Sammy Hagar wrote pretty damn good lyrics. I mean, there's Dreams. People quote those lyrics right now. You know, and to me, he's just the better. Now, performer, Roth was the shit, dude. Roth could
dance, he could jump,
electrify.
He could do it all. He could do it all.
I love that.
Great stage act. He was a great stage act.
I still think that he was better than Van Moore or the Doors, Jim Morrison. I think because he was just a drug addict, fucking alcoholic.
A drug addict that had
a very good voice.
That had amazing words that spoke to a whole generation of people.
Sure.
Don't take his words away. See, that's the whole thing. When I look at a great band or great artist, it's not always their ability.
But as a performer,
I don't know. I've seen
Van Halen was way better.
Well, they were more electrifying, sure, absolutely. But it's a much more subdued band. The Doors are not really heavy. They're deep, or they're not heavy. You know, they're not heavy rock. I don't know what you would classify it. You know, because in one album they're playing, you know, Take Me to This Whiskey Bar with the fucking, you know, carnival organ.
Radio with a big beat and all that.
Right.
And I know.
They were so diverse that, and
their songs went from melodramatic to fun,
right,
and from fun to admitting he's got a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Take me to the next whiskey bar. The guy was a fucking lush, no question about it. The guy was a lush. But you can't take that away from David Lee Roth, because David Lee Roth, they dabbled in the so that you can't deny that. I mean, a drug addict's a drug addict, no matter how you look at it. they all went for that thing. And I think that Jim Morrison is a fucking icon, and there was no one like him ever, and no one will ever be like him again.
Right.
So I that's why I went with the Doors.
And his words, just like I can just read his words and don't have to hear him sing them, and they just like click in your head. They're like really deep.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of his stuff made sense where he didn't make any fucking sense at all.
No.
Hey, well, who you got next?
Oh, my next one is going to be a little tougher. It's the Kinks or the Hollies. It's a little further back.
No, I love both bands. But now, again, it's like
this one's hard.
A rock, and the Hollies were more like a pop rock.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, there's no band in the '60s that were more punkish than the Kinks.
The Kinks.
The Kinks started the whole punk revolution. The way they played their three chords, and basically they played the same song with just different words in the beginning. You know, like "So Tired of Waiting" and "You Really Got Me." It's the same dan 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 dan, but it worked, and it was, you know, it was catchy, you know, and it was like AC/DC does. Why fix what's not broken? You know, right. And then they got a little different in the '70s. The Kinks got super weird. Okay, they went different. But the first Kinks, from "So Tired of Waiting for You" to maybe "Lola," that's some of the greatest music ever in rock history. You know, and I think the Kinks are underrated. I think the Kinks don't get enough.
I don't think they get enough credit for what they did for the music industry. I really don't. I think they did a lot.
What do you guys both think picking the Kinks then?
Yeah, the Kinks for me.
We both picked the Kinks, yeah.
But the Hollies,
it's actually not the Kinks, it's Kinks.
Yeah, and the Hollies is a great band. You know, Graham Nash and Bus Stop, Jennifer Eccles. I love all those.
This one's tough for you two guys. This one's real tough for you two guys. All right, the next one. It's Grateful Dead or Santana.
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead.
I thought so.
I don't really like Santana, and it's a shame because that's one of my.
He changed way too much. Yeah, I think he had a lot more rock in him. I think he had a lot more psychedelic in him than what he did. He changed with the times, like a lot of bands did. You look at Cheap Trick; they changed with the times.
Yeah. This one, I don't know if he changed with the times or he changed to he wanted to, because he started
Fleetwood Mac.
Caribbean.
They changed with the times. They went from this fucking rock and blues band into this fucking pop rock stuff with women vocals.
Powerhouse.
Yeah. They all changed with the times. They all moved with the times, and I think that hurt them. I think Carlos was good, and when he was tripping on mescaline, he was his best. But when he got away from the psychedelia and the rock, he went over to the pop. And okay, I admit, I mean, you know, they got me moving and stuff, but they weren't his best. And
the original Santana was the best. The Santana, the band that played on the stage at Woodstock,
was the very best.
Yes.
But when you have a band like the Grateful Dead who refused to change with the times and went forward and continued to put out the same delivery, I think you can't beat them.
Well, just think about this. A lot of people shit on the Grateful Dead, but look at this. They went from playing and with no airplay. Nobody played Grateful Dead music, okay? Through the 60s, selling out shows. Through the 70s, selling out arenas. Through the 80s, selling stadiums out.
Yeah.
And with no airplay, except for Touch of Grey. Zero airplay, and they were selling stadiums out. I mean, come on, you got to be something.
Yeah, you rarely heard "Friend of the Devil."
Right.
You really, you know, "Friend of the Devil" was a friend of mine. You know, busted down. Yeah, busted down on Bourbon Street.
What's that one? Is that Boxer? Look out of every window.
Yeah, that's a great song. Sugary, shake it, sugary. Please forget you knew my name.
It was a real
great song.
And I break down.
Well, was it Bob Ware?
Bob Ware. And I'm more of a Bob Ware fan than a Jerry Garcia fan.
Jerry Garcia. The whole band was phenomenal back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, they were just, and they were a tight band. They were very, very tight because, you know, who else could go and play Casey Jones and turn it into an hour marathon?
Oh, yeah, I know.
I mean, these guys did not know how to end a song in concert.
No, they didn't. And nobody realized.
When they did Casey Jones in concert, it was this long-ass guitar solo that was just phenomenal. That was just like people were out there tripping on fucking blotter acid and window pane, and they're all sitting back and they just, okay, well, let's just play. And they would just play and
Last time I saw them was the year or two before Garcia died. It was their last tour. And Sting opened up the show, which was okay, but they came out and they said, and they played Touch of Grey as the first song. And then they said, okay, now the real fans can have some fun and the rest can go home. And then just started, playing long. You know, even when they do the drum solo is like 25 minutes long. Like,
yeah. Their shows were no less than 3 hours long.
Right.
That was a short show. 3 hours was short. These guys got up there and they gave everything that they had for 4 or 5 hours. And fans, you know, they're the only band that I know of that had fan caravans.
Yeah.
Where they would go from Buffalo to New York City and they would follow them. They go from New York City down to Washington, D.C. and they would follow them.
That helped them.
They would go to every fucking show.
But they never had popular selling records, and they would start going to shows and they were getting sold out, and then they had to add another show. Then they're like, oh my God, we can add a stadium. So their live audience over the years just grew and grew and grew. Their recordings didn't.
And they weren't groupies following them around. These were fans following them around.
There were sometimes families.
Every show was different. Yeah. Every set was different.
Yeah.
And that's what was amazing about the Grateful Dead.
And they're the only band in the history of music that were allowed you to tape their show.
Yeah. They allowed you to take
sections.
They loved it when you took pictures of them. They loved it when you recorded their shows. There was a lot of bootleg Grateful Dead out there, and there's still a lot on the internet that you can find.
And they didn't care because they didn't sell records anyways. So if they made the money by you coming to the show.
That's it. You know, and I remember when I went to see the Grateful Dead in 80 or 81. It was right after I got out of the Navy, and I went to see the Grateful Dead, and I paid $5.50 for a fucking ticket.
That's crazy.
And I was sitting 15th row.
That's
crazy. Couldn't get any better than that.
The best time I saw them, though, was here in Buffalo on July 4th, 1986. It was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers first, then the Grateful Dead, then Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers came back out to back up Bob Dylan. And that was a great show. And at the end, they all jammed, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good show there. That's
like a, yeah. And it was funny because Tom Petty could have sold stuff out on his own at that time, you know.
Yeah.
86, he was huge, but Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead, hey, you want to Bob Dylan, you want to be my backup band? Well, fuck yeah, I'll be your backup band, you know?
Yeah, we'll back you up, no problem.
Yeah.
And of course, him and Bob Dylan went on to do Traveling Wilburys together. To be told, there's only two original members of Traveling Wilburys left, and that's Bob Dylan and Jeff Lynne. Those are the only two that are left. Everybody else.
One of them died within the first year of the group.
Right. Yeah. Roy Orbison passed away.
Yeah. Because the second album, he wasn't on it. But Jeff Lynne is one of those guys, too, that is underappreciated. Because a lot of people don't like to admit they like ELO, but you do. You like an ELO song. I don't give a shit if you admit it or not, you like an ELO song. They're underappreciated. I think he's underappreciated because, you know,
I think Telephone Line is one of the greatest songs ever written. That's one of my favorite songs of all. No matter who did it, it was one of my favorite songs of all time.
I like that stupid song, Hello Blue Sky.
No, we could live without that. That was actually influenced by the Beatles there.
Well, all of ELO was the Beatles. ELO was like what the Beatles would have been if they would have kept going.
If they had kept on going, yeah, exactly.
And he's never been shy to admit that. He's never said
he's a member of the Beatles family.
Right,
he is totally in
sure.
with the Beatles family. Sure. Jeff Lynne, he did he was close with George Harrison.
They he also produced those anthology.
He produced 3 or 4 of his albums, didn't he?
Yeah, he also produced the Beatles anthology and the new songs, Free as a Bird. That was Jeff Lynne production.
And that's right. The video, and he produced the video Free as a Bird, which is an awesome video. If you ever had time to sit and watch it, it's really cool. So, yeah, they did a good job on it. Oh, anyway, we got through that okay. How did the score go? Oh, we got one more?
I got the last one here.
Okay.
Police for 10 years after.
Well, if
10 years after
me, I'd have to say the Police, and that's because I love Alvin Lee, I do, but I grew up with the Police, so not saying they're better, but they are better to me. You know what I mean? Like they're underrated, I think.
Did you say everybody? You went with 10 years after?
Yeah, 10 years after.
My dad was a huge Alvin Lee fan. I heard that all the time in my house, So 10 years after, and like Savoy Brown and bands like that were always played in my house. That's the kind of music my dad liked. So I grew up listening to all that stuff. And in fact, I never thought that stuff was old music because it was just always on, So when someone tells, "Oh, you like that old music?" What do you mean? That's not. No, my dad plays that every day, And I like 10 years after. I really do. So, but that's a tough one.
Alvin Lee was unfortunately Alvin Lee was a guitarist that was very underrated. And I think 10 years after they wrote ballads that stuck with you up here. You hear
like to teach the world.
Yeah, and I'd love to change the world and stuff like that. And the lyrics stick in your head. They still pertain to today. Right. Summer freeze. Whoever thought that it would snow in Colorado in April or May. In May, it doesn't snow in May, but it does. But a lot of their stuff was just one day, boy, gonna see my gay.
Well, I'll put that band up. I'll put 10 years up after another band that's almost like them with another underrated guitar player, and that's our artist of the week this week, Grand Funk.
Yeah, that would be a tougher one than the Police and 10 years after.
Yeah, because
Grand Funk and 10 years after now. Now that one there, that's a tie. I mean, that's hard, man. That's really hard there because those two bands are so much alike, and they were in the same time frame.
Sure, Mark Farner and Alvin Lee played a lot alike, in certain ways, and they were both.
I would love to see those two on stage together one time.
Yeah,
once. Yeah, that would have been fun to watch. Mark Farner, though, unfortunately, has gotten too political in his old age. I saw Mark Farner here in St. Louis, and he said something about Donald Trump when he just got elected president, and the crowd booed him off the stage damn near.
Yeah,
shut up and play your fucking music. Nobody wants to hear your bullshit.
That's the same way when I think it was Rick Emmett from Triumph. But anyways, Mark Farner, underrated guitar player, but also a hugely underrated singer.
Yeah, he could sing.
Hugely underrated as a singer.
Yeah, Inside Looking Out.
Yeah, even I'm Your Captain.
I'm Your Captain. Yeah.
Foot stomping music.
Yeah, foot stomping music.
Heartbreaker is one of
Heartbreaker. Yeah, great song. Great song.
So it's I got to enjoy this week setting up the Artist of the Week file because I listen to the songs to make sure that they're working proper and everything, and I got a chance to listen to some Grand Funk that I haven't heard in a long time.
Right.
You turn the radio on, it's American Band or maybe Walk Like a Man or
I'm Your Captain.
I'm Your Captain, and maybe Shining On, or The Locomotion and the other one, Some Kind of Wonderful. But they got so many good songs that they don't play.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a shame.
Looking Out and
the Stones. Oh my God. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Give Me Shelter.
Give Me Shelter. Yeah.
Give Me Shelter.
Right.
Give Me Shelter is such a fucking. I think that now here's a comparison for you. Here's one for you there, Knee Scab. Grand Funk Railroad or the Rolling Stones, Give Me Shelter. Original recordings. Who did it better?
Oh, I'd say the Stones, but damn, Grand Funk Railroad did a great job.
Now, see, here's somebody that didn't grow up with that music. I would pick Grand Funk Railroad's version because I think it's
Shelter by Grand Funk was fucking phenomenal. I would have loved to see them.
It's hard to make those comparisons when you grew up with this kind of music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's easier to make comparison, like me making 60s and 70s comparisons because I was born in the 70s. So, you know, I wasn't there with it. But if you ask me about 80s or early 90s music, I would have a tough time, you know, because that's what I grew up with. So I can understand him picking the Stones on that, but both versions are great. But the Grand Funk is really more rock and roll on that song, just almost heavy metal, you know, the way he screams and the way the guitar is. I don't know, it pumps me up, man. Oh, another Grand Funk song that never gets played, Time Machine.
That's another good one.
Yeah. That's a real good one, and that never gets played. But, you know, they'll never get back together with the original band because there's bad blood between Mark and Don, and Mark's really like a born-again Christian type now, you know, and so I don't think they'll ever play. But their guitar player that took his place since 2000 has been ex-Kiss member Bruce Kulick, so he's done a pretty good job since 2000. Filling that role, you know, and, but they had to get a singer to do his voice. They couldn't find a guitar player that could do both, you know.
Right. He would have a hard time copping with the young Mark Farner, though.
Mark
Farner. The young Mark Farner, what a voice. I mean, what a voice.
Not only the voice, the way he played, but the way he looked was rock and roll. He just looked rock and roll, you know, with his long blonde hair, never wore a shirt, just jamming, playing, looked rock and roll. And then you had Michael Jackson's brother sitting behind the drums with his big fro, you know. Don, what's his name? Don, oh my God. What the hell is that? Don Brewer.
Is it Don Brewer?
Huge. It's Don Brewer, isn't it? Mark, Don, and Mel, I know that.
Yeah, Mark, Don, and Mel.
Well,
you still counting over there?
Yeah.
Thought I saw smoke coming over there. I was worried.
I got something going here.
It's not Mark Farner. Is it Don Brewer? I can't remember now. No, that doesn't sound right. I don't know, but he's the one that sings.
We're gonna find out here in just a second. Yeah, it's Don Brewer.
Yeah, and I don't remember Mel's name, but Mel's last name. But it's the same. Don and Mel are still in the band, but not
right now. He's playing with Craig Frost and Dennis Bellinger and Howard Eddy Jr.
Oh,
that's the band. Don Brewer and Mel are no longer with the band, of course.
Wow. Right. That's crazy. But, you know, here's the thing. I wish bands like that would just get together and play a tour. Let's do a last tour together. Let's bury the hatchet and just do it, you know? You're all old men.
I got some stats on the game. I got some stats on the game, gentlemen.
Say it up, brother.
All right. I got 6 all by myself. Nobody with me. I went 6. I didn't get a match with Guido got 1 that he went with that nobody else went with him. Free Ride, you went with 0. You went with everybody. You didn't go anybody different than anybody.
You didn't have your own choice. No. So what is my one? The police.
I'm status quo.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, your one's the police. I've got 6.
Well,
Well, who did you pick?
I picked Louis Armstrong. I picked Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I did that.
I picked Don Henley.
I figured that.
Huh?
I figured that.
I picked Van Halen. I picked Hollies over the Kinkies. I picked Santana over the Grateful Dead.
Once again, it proves that your music, you suck.
Is that what we proved? All right.
Yeah.
You lose.
Every time we do this, you suck.
Here's what we proved by you guys. Also, you guys got 10 F and G's.
Mm.
That means you guys together got 10 out of 11 together,
Okay.
which really kind of sucks.
How's that kind of suck?
Not really. Not really.
Well,
that means that we know music better than you.
No. Okay. All right. You can say that if you'd like. All right. I got 5 F's that are matched with me, and I have 4 G's, Guidos, matched with me. So 5 Free Ride and 4 Guido. So and you guys got 10 together.
Yeah.
Out of 11. Yeah. That really kind of shows you that your tastes are the same, I would say. But mine is way off.
So how the fuck can you pick the Hollies over the Kinks?
Because I like the Hollies music, but over the Kinks, I didn't care much.
That's because you like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. You like Crosby, Stills and Nash. You like Neil Young. You like all them. You like Buffalo Springfield. You like
David Crosby the most of all.
Manassas, David Crosby. Yeah, you like all that all feel good music. That all peace and love and all that.
Yeah,
we like
the Hollies, Hollies
like rock and roll.
Select roles from the Kinks.
Where did the Hollies get their name from?
I don't know. I think from the tree.
The gay bar at the corner.
No, the Hollies got their name from Buddy Holly.
Oh, that makes sense.
It does.
The Hollies, yeah.
And the Kinks got
named Holly.
Yeah. And I took Santana because of their musical instead of the 3-chord Grateful Dead. I think he had a wider spectrum, especially his first 3 albums.
Abraxas were fantastic.
Our kick ass. Yeah.
I'm talking about in their prime. Now they in their prime they beat the shit right out of Grateful Dead.
He made his comeback as a pop artist.
I don't know though, because the Grateful Dead was a headliner.
Grateful Dead had a great what do they call it? A cult following. That's what they had.
Was the headliner at Woodstock, and Santana was on it at like 11 in the morning.
That's okay. They were just climbing the ladder at that point. They were just coming up.
They were already icons.
Actually, Guido, though, I will say about Santana at that show, they stole the show.
Oh, without a doubt, that show was great.
They stole the show. There was nobody else that even came close to him. I mean, unless you want to listen to Grace Slick,
the bongos and the congos and the tombos and the bombos
the best part of that performance
was that guitar.
Was the drums made the whole performance.
That's right.
The drummer was fucking like mad, crazy. So that made them have to speed up because they were trying to follow him because they were all fucked up on mescaline. And they took it because they were told they were going on at 2:00. So they took the mescaline so that it would wear off by that time. And then they said, after they took it, you guys are on next. Shit, you guys are on in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. They were planning on coming down before they get on, but they got jumped up. We know all that. All right.
And then Carlos
I went with Limp Bizkit. over Linkin Park, because Linkin Park got a little boring after a while, you know. And I thought Limp Bizkit is a fucking my rockin' AC/DC of today, man. These motherfuckers were. I love these guys. They're great.
They're the worst.
Like a chainsaw.
One of the worst bands to come out.
The harmonies and the speed and the fucking beat and the guitar and the hardcore. Limp Bizkit's the shit.
Well, they're. I agree with you there. They're shit. But yeah, no, I don't even know. I have any song. Each song of them just aggravates the piss out of me. I don't know why. I can't stand them. I hate them.
Yeah, break stuff and you know, I mean, break stuff. It's good cocaine music, man.
Yeah, but listen, we don't use cocaine, so obviously
listen to Linkin Park's lyrics. Listen to, you know, crawling and how he's crawling out of his skin. And, you know, this guy killed himself. He was telling the world before he killed himself that he was disturbed. Now, if you listen to Linkin Park's lyrics, they're way more meaningful than Limp Bizkit's did it all for the nookie. Okay, I mean, there's no substance to their music.
No, it rocks though. It was head bumping fucking music, and I liked it back in the day. It was great.
Well, that's okay.
It's your.
Hey, we have to each his own.
Yeah, and then I took Van Halen. Of course, we talked about that.
I won't fault you on that. I will not fault you on that. I mean,
and I did take Don Henley over Tom Petty.
That there is. Tom Petty has got so many songs, man. His life is.
I have to put Don Henley in with the Eagles. So I based it all on the Eagles and him by himself as far as
he still had more hits.
Well, that's not fair because
I don't care.
Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just put the Eagles up? Now, if you would have put the Eagles up, okay, versus instead of
ball game. It's a different ball game.
No, I'm talking about in their prime, and in their prime, he was an Eagle, and that's where
that doesn't count. You can't do it. You can't change the rule after you make it up.
You named him as a solo artist.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers was his best.
Eagles or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, I would have said the Eagles.
Well, I'm talking about Don Henley. He's the leader of the Eagles, and I'm
his solo shit. His solo.
You want to change your vote?
No, that's my vote.
No, your vote doesn't count because
he was a fucking solo artist.
Right. Now, if you would have said Don Henley versus Glenn Frey, that would have made more sense.
That would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And I would have said Don Henley hands down.
I would have said Glenn Frey, but
yeah. See.
Yeah, because
you guys are getting too. No, that's not going to cut it.
Listen, Sammy Hagar was in Montrose. Sammy Hagar was solo. Sammy Hagar was in Chickenfoot. So I count all that. That doesn't make sense.
When I did Lou Reed, it had Velvet Underground with it and everything else that he did with them. And that's what I was basing it on was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and by himself and with the Wolverines and all of it. That's Tom Petty.
Well, you didn't say that.
Oh.
No, Tom Petty to me is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
You said Tom Petty Heartbreakers versus
I didn't say Heartbreakers. No, I didn't say Heartbreakers. I just said Tom Petty.
But you didn't say the rules out. You can't have the rules in your mind and then say, oh, I meant this. They have to be out in the open.
Well, and then I took Louis Armstrong over Otis Redding because, you know, Louis Armstrong, I think he's got a fucking pretty good Christmas album and all kinds of shit he's got going. He had
Christmas. Fuck Christmas. Who gives a fuck about Christmas? Nobody cares about fucking Christmas music. For Christ's sake, I can't stand. I hate fucking Christmas music. I can't stand it. You can ask anybody at work. They start whistling fucking Christmas music in fucking November and October. And I'm going, what the fuck? You're doing that just to piss me off.
He gets mad.
Goddamn well, I hate that fucking music.
I put the Christmas music in the station. He gets mad.
I can't stand Christmas music. I hate it. Celebrate the holidays. Celebrate the band.
You didn't put these artists comparison. Like you said, Kid Rock and Eric Burdon. Who would pick Kid Rock over Eric Burdon? But if you said Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit, I would say Kid Rock. That Kid Rock is more in tune with Limp Bizkit than is Eric Burdon.
Oh yeah,
that's insanity. You would have to say like,
well, I couldn't say Kid Rock and his band, but because he's got a badass band. But
it's still not better than Eric fucking Burdon.
Right.
There's not many people better than Eric Burdon.
Right.
True. That's
so true. You have to put him up with something contemporary with him, like Eric Burdon and like Robert Plant, even. You know, if you're going to do it that way.
Yeah, but if you're going to do Robert Plant, you got to include him in with Led Zeppelin.
But if you're saying singing, see, this is what you say. Who's better? Is it the band? Whatever. You got to say, okay, who do you think's the better singer? Now it's open to everything they've done because you said
it's more or less. Whose album would you buy? I mean, or whose concert would you rather go to? They're both playing at the same time. You get free tickets. Who would you rather go see, or who would you buy the album from?
Why didn't you say that from the beginning?
Yeah, you don't say that. You don't. You know.
I thought we all knew that.
No. You thought. See, you thought.
Well, now that's what it is. It's in their prime. So I thought that's what I meant. I was trying to cut it short and try to explain it to you guys. I thought you
can't do like solo artists and bands are hard to do. So now if you did Van Halen versus the Eagles, okay, there's a good one, okay. Did Grateful Dead versus, I don't know, you got to get somebody that's more in tune with them. Santana wasn't a bad one for Grateful Dead. That's kind of good. That
was pretty equal. That was okay. That was a good one. That was a good one.
You know, but then you limited.
Don't get me wrong. I like Santana too. His earlier stuff.
First three albums were killer, and then the fourth album had one good song on it, and then after that, I don't think he went pop for a while. He went Latin for like 10 years. He was playing like marimba music, and then he was with that Ravi Shankar and doing all that weird stuff. And then in the 90s, 2000s, when he started coming back with the poppy shit, you know. But for the 70s and 80s, he was like nothing. Nobody even knew
that song with Rob Thomas. What was that song?
Smooth.
Yeah, like Smooth Operator, gay.
Which it was at the first, when it first came out, I did like the song. But when you want to talk about overplaying the song,
oh my God, it was horrible.
Now, and here's the worst part about it. It was, you turn the car on, it's on. I was a DJ at that time, and every fucking motherfucking girl would ask for that song every hour. I'd be like, I broke it after a while.
Well, I was around when their albums first came out, and when they was happening, they were in, that was their prime, and I think they were a lot better than Tom Petty. I'd rather go see, or I'd rather buy the album than a Petty. You know, we could go into that because Tom Petty's last album, Wildflowers, that sucked.
It did not suck. That wasn't his last album, by the way. But that album was great. It's Good to Be King. Fucking let's get to the point. Sucked. Let's roll another joint. That's a fucking, You Don't Know How It Feels is one of his best songs.
Radio.
Yeah. Honey Bee.
Last Dance for Mary Jane.
That wasn't on the that was on the other album. That wasn't on the
Last Chance for Mary Jane was on the other album. That was
Wildflowers. Wildflowers
was in the 90s. That was not his last one. His last one I can't remember, but that was in the 90s. Wildflowers. That was produced by Rick Rubin. It was top of the chart material, and it had
Pink and Blue Striped album. That was with all them good ones on it.
No,
Wallflowers wasn't too good. It had one good song on it.
No, it did not. It just had all the songs I said besides Last Dance.
No, that wasn't the Wallflowers.
Yes, it
That
was.
was that other one. That was that Pink and White album.
No, it was not.
No, it's got You Don't Know How It Feels on it.
That's where
it's got You Wreck Me. You wreck me, baby.
It's good to be king.
Too. That's on Wallflowers.
It's good to be king.
Only a Broken Heart. Let's see. It's Good to Be King. Time to Move On and Wildflowers. There's some great songs.
Wait, is it Honeybees on there too? That's a good song.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry.
What, was that 94?
94, yeah.
Oh, see.
What was after that?
There was a lot after that. I can't remember, but there was Room at the Top, or what was that one? The Last DJ was one of his ones. That was in the late 90s. I can't remember what his very last album was. I just don't recall. But I bought all his stuff up right to that one in the late 90s, and I didn't really keep up with him after that. So I couldn't tell you.
He didn't do anything in the last Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. They did a lot of hits albums, best of.
Oh, he did do his last album was a band Mudcrutch or something, a band that he did when he first started. He got the guys back, his very first band, and did an album. Mud something or a Crutch or something like that. I can't remember. And I think that might have been his last album, but it definitely wasn't Wallflowers. That was a huge album for him. That sold like at least 5 million copies, that album. That was huge. I mean, that was the last of his huge albums. After that, he kind of just started, he was going from multi-platinum to platinum to gold, and then off the charts. But up until like 98, 99, he was on the pop charts. Which is
all right, guys. Let's leave on another note. Let's sign off on a note here. Either one of you guys go see Top Gun?
No,
I did. I thought it was good. I thought it was entertaining. There was a plot and a subplot to it, and he ended up with Penny Benjamin, which was really cool. She's hot, he should have stuck with her from the beginning. So, but anyway, yeah, it was a good movie. The action, the last 25 minutes was all the action.
My only complaint was it wasn't loud enough.
Yeah, it wasn't loud enough. That's true. I like the part on the flight deck. I wanted that to be extra fucking loud. I wanted that to be when the boys were working on the planes and shit. Yeah,
but that's my only beef about it. The story was good.
I doubt I'll ever see it, but I heard Val Kilmer was in it, and he's got his throat cancer.
They artificially did his voice.
Who did?
He can't talk.
Yeah.
He can't talk. So, but that was actually a poignant part of the movie. I think I had a little bit of a tear in my eye because, that's a damn shame about Val Kilmer. But if you look back at Tombstone when he was Doc Holliday, he had the same condition that he's got now. He was cursed.
Yeah.
That part. When he did that part, Val Kilmer was cursed.
Well, he had tuberculosis in the Tombstone. That's what he died of, tuberculosis.
Blood and all that shit, and now he's got throat cancer. And so,
It's close.
I don't think another human on this earth could have done Jim Morrison as good as he did.
Yeah, I think he did a great job on that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong, Guido. I'm not a huge Tom fan. I'm not. What's his name? Tom Cruise. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. I think he's conceited. I think he's got a lot of shit. But if you guys get a chance, go over to YouTube, and he takes what's that guy's fucking name? He does a late night show. That British guy.
Oh, James Corden.
Yeah, Jamie. He takes James Corden up in his plane, and he's got this P-32 Mustang that he flies him around in. It's really cool. And then he's got this jet that he flies him around in. It's like a fighter jet. it's pretty cool. The guy flies his own planes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool that he does a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah,
he does a lot of his own stunts.
He's crazy as the day is long, and he's fucking
all those
at Scientology.
All those stunts in the movie were done too up there, so they were actually flying around.
Yeah, so, I know. Yeah. So a lot of that was CGI. They said
a lot of it was CGI. Yeah. Yeah, but some of it was like when they were doing the Top Gun part where they did the beginning, they were actually up in F-18.
I don't know which parts were real or not, but they said there was a lot of CGI because
well, you can kind of tell what was real and what wasn't real. I mean, when they were flying upside down like this, you knew that wasn't real,
Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of the stuff was pretty real.
Yeah, well, it's today CGI. You can fucking you could take. There's this program, I forgot the name of it, but you can literally take somebody and make them say something else.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, that you could do anything you want with that. That's dangerous, And
they had to adjust. They had to adjust the cameras in the cockpits so that it would get them just right too. They had to make. They had to do special training and shit.
Sure, I'm sure there was a lot of things. And I know the United States Navy and Air Force were both involved in the whole process.
It was to rent those planes. It was $11,000 an hour.
Wow,
$11,000 an hour to rent those planes.
Also, they forgot to tell you that when they were flying in those canyons and shit, that if they flew a little too high, they would the SAMs would get them, and the other aircraft would be following them too, the enemy aircraft, which would get hit by the SAMs. So that would kind of help, or they'd have to turn the SAMs off, one or the other. I was thinking about that. I'm going, wait a minute here. If they get a chaser,
well, they know. No, those SAM systems are computerized. Let me give you a lesson here real quick. In those planes, they've got a box, and that box sends off a signal, and those SAMs will not target Iranian planes. They will only target enemy planes that don't have the same signal.
Oh.
That's how we differentiate when we're up in the air and we're doing dogfights and shit with like what we did to Iraq. Those planes did not have the same beam and same signal that the British American planes had. They all were synchronized. So, they will be missed. They won't be.
I see. Well, that's cool.
Great thoughts in a naval history or aviation history. I won't see any Hollywood movie or watch any production on television. I don't want to. I don't want to buy into that whole make-believe system anymore. All those fucking pervs and whatever they are. Look at them all. Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, all these fucking pervs, man. I don't want to pay for their salaries. Fuck them.
Yeah, they got rich off of us and they were perverts. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I was on for a long time.
Not all of them.
A long time I was anti-movie. I didn't go to the movies for the longest time. But you know what? I figure it this way. If it entertains me, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. And I know that Tom Cruise is all into this Scientology thing, and I don't understand what it means or what it's all about. But hey, to each his own. You want to give millions of dollars to the fucking Church of Scientology? Hey, that's all on you, buddy. And the only reason he's
basically the mothership.
Well, I kind of like the idea of Scientology, but I don't care about that. I think he quit that. So
can't do mind altering drug. No, he did not. He's the biggest spokesperson for Scientology.
Yeah, he's huge.
I heard he quit all that shit.
And for a guy that's 60 years old, he don't look 60.
You couldn't smoke pot anymore if you were a Scientologist.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all that, but all right.
You can't do any mind altering medications or drugs.
Right.
That's part of their thing.
I don't know about all that either. How the hell do you expand your mind?
You don't.
Not if you're a Scientologist, you don't.
Nope.
You got to expand your mind. Otherwise, you fucking...
No, if you expand your mind, you stop listening to the bullshit they feed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
On science?
On anything. Scientology
in that religion, you have to give up your entire family, your kids, you give it all up.
And Scientology has a little to do with science. They believe that they're waiting for an alien spacecraft, a mothership, to come and get them. That's what they believe. It has nothing to do with science. I don't know why.
I don't know about all that, my friend. I doubt if it's a cult like that. You guys are out of your mind.
Read Dianetics, their Bible.
Look it up.
Read Dianetics.
Look it up. Read Dianetics.
You just watch CNN or something, don't you? You don't do any real research.
Telling you some misinformation, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe your buddy out in Washington D.C. is in Scientology too.
No.
Yeah, he says all these gas prices and this inflation is all Trump's fault. And I said, yeah, well, it's because he didn't get elected. Yeah, it's his fault. He didn't win the election.
Yeah, Scientology is not what you think.
All right. It sounds good. You know, if it was, it sounds like a good idea.
Just look up L. Ron Hubbard. You'll see how good idea it is. The father of Scientology.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whatever they call him. He's like their...
You can look up Scientology anytime you want. I mean, go to Wikipedia, for Christ's sake, and look it up. They'll tell you. And it's like being in the service.
Yeah.
It's like being in the service. And the only reason why Tom Cruise is an honorary member is because he donated so much money to it that he doesn't have to go through what everybody else goes through. And the reason why he
follows things because he got in a fight with Brooke Shields about her saying she was giving her kid psychotropic medications or something like that. And he belittled her on national television over it. And John Travolta's one son, I forgot exactly what he had, epilepsy or something, but they wouldn't give him the meds that controlled that because it was mind altering, brain altering. So, you know, it's like they really believe in this stuff, like full-hearted.
Full-hearted.
Yeah. And there's so many celebrities in it.
They don't take the vaccine either.
No, they don't.
You can't take the vaccine. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they don't.
I agree with them on all that stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, they, you know, and like I said, they separate you from your children. They separate you from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
There's no family unit. There's no family unit.
Yes, there is. The cult is the family.
The cult is the family.
Huh?
Why would they do that? What are you talking about?
They separate you from your children so that they can change their mind of the child.
You live in like dorms when you first get in.
Yeah, they live in dorms. They raise the children to be in Scientology because they don't trust the parents to do it. Oh yeah.
It's like Mormon.
Oh yeah. And you get punished.
Yeah.
And if you speak out of turn and all that shit. Oh yeah. You have to earn rank. You earn rank. You think I'm fucking kidding you?
Scientology. Oh,
wow.
When you become like 16 or 17, you become a part of the academy, and you have to follow it's like the Naval Academy or the Air Force Academy. It's like everything else. You have strict orders. You have to wear a uniform, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of like the Quakers, huh?
Yeah.
That's all those kind of religions are. All religions are like that. It's just control. You act this way. This is the way we want you to act. And then dummies do it, you know, and I don't get it. They followed David Koresh to their death. For what? You know, I mean, you could still believe in the creator and a God and not have to follow some nonsense.
And Jim Jones, they followed him to their death.
Absolutely. I mean, that's stupid.
And then that one where they were following the comet, and they said that when the comet came by.
Yep. They were all in the cave or something, and
you know, they already know how long it's going to take for that comet to come back. 75, 76 years from when it was here. So we'll never see that comet again. Halley's Comet.
Yeah. I know Bill Haley.
Yeah. This guy named immortal named Thetan, Thetan, is their spiritual leader, and that he has lived multiple lives, and his life began under extraterrestrial, how do they put it? cultures. So it's all extraterrestrial. They believe that the pyramids and all that shit, that's from this guy. That's from this guy. And he's extraterrestrial. And he came down to Earth and he changed the way man thought. And that's what that church is all about. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
It's like the Sumerian.
It's about individuality. It's about there are no relationships. There's no wives. There's none of this, none of that. No fucking children. If you have children, we take your children and we teach them Scientology. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to see your children. There are no holidays. Oh, yeah, it's a fucked up religion.
And you can't smoke weed.
How long?
How long? As long as you live. Unless you leave. And if you leave, they try to keep you. Mm-hmm. They lock you up. If you run away as a teenager, they bring you back and they lock you up and they give you penalty time, which is cleaning the garbage cans, cooking in the fucking mess area. They got these little communities all over the fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking weird, man.
The celebrities don't have to do that. They're spokespeople.
No, they're the spokespeople. They're the ones who push it and get other people involved. It's the common folk that are fucking downtrodden and have to work their way up to the top. It's confusing as shit.
Yeah, it's not all that amazing.
So this guy's from the past, huh?
Yeah, the Grand Tita. Is that his name?
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah, but no, Scientology is weird. It's very weird.
Isn't Johnny Depp in that too?
No, I don't think so. Kirstie Alley was, but I think she resigned. I'm not sure, though. I don't think Johnny Depp was in there. I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was, but I don't know. I just know the ones that I know. That's Cruise and John Travolta. Kirstie Alley was. Lee Ramini was, and she spoke out against them. They tried suing her and everything. She's the wife of Kevin James on King of the Hill or whatever that, King of Queens.
Yeah.
She spoke out against them, and they had gag orders against her and everything. And they were, they were like really.
Yeah, she told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
She told the truth. Well, listen, we've beaten this one to death. We talked about all kinds of music and all kinds of stuff, and I think we've about beaten this one to death. So
yeah, boys,
are we good to go on this?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Like I said before, subscribe down below and comment on what you think some of your better bands are. If you listen this long, okay, just stick with us. Hey, it was a good show. Thank you for joining us. Hope you all have a great, great week. See ya.
Thank you.